人はいつかそれに名をつけた
Oh, it's final goodbye. And chapter 2 unlock for achievement. Rude Awakening. We're on chapter 3 right now. Rune's late. It's almost noon. Let's wait just a little. Just a little longer, okay? We have to believe that she'll be here soon. Selbrine and Ritana, I presume? We turn around, alarmed by the unfamiliar low tenor of a male, a dark-haired, tall, and well-dressed male. Chapter 3, Discrepancies. His eyes immediately caught my full attention. They were frigid and oppressive, as if his gaze could cut straight into the heart of all matters. I'm curious whether or not genetics are to blame. If not, then what kind of traumatic experiences could make a man's eyes become so inhuman and bereft of life? Can we help you? My name is Rudo Zevitz, CEO of the... I suppose neither of you would know what the abbreviation would stand for, would you? I'm Sarah's owner. Sarah? Owner? So, you're a guardian of some sort? Both of you were seen together in Sarah's company last evening. Last evening? You must be mistaken, sir. The name of the person we were with was Rune. Rune? The man's face suddenly contorted upon hearing Selbrine speak Rune's name. So, it's Rune now, is it? I suppose so, since it's her name. Rudo let out what sounded like an incredibly exasperated sigh. Let's set this record straight. The thing you both were with the last evening, be it with Rune or whatever name it gave itself, is, without an ounce of unreasonably doubt, Sarah. Excuse me? I would appreciate it if you wouldn't address Rune as an object. She's a bona fide girl. Excuse me, but that is an object. A bona fide object. That's enough. I glared straight into the abyss of his frigid pupils as I spoke. Speak your piece or begone. Speak my piece, is it? With that spoken clarification, Rudo began to approach closer in an ensuing silence. Rudo Zevitz possesses an imposing stature when in close proximity. He was easily an entire foot taller than myself. I instinctively assumed a defensive stance, preparing myself for anything. Your pupils are beautiful pieces of art. He left me petrified with that remark. Cold sweat escaped from my every pore. The lush radiance flowing from your irises, exuding their brilliances through your eyes, is reminiscent of the gentle glow of fireflies. My jaw dropped in disbelief. Disbelief that this man would attempt to charm me with his antiquated flattery. I may have considered it a compliment had he refrained from looking straight into my eyes. From that moment onwards, I was blanketed with a blizzard of anger and hatred swirling with his frigid eyes. Ritana! You both are outsiders, masquerading under the guise of travelers, aren't you? Excuse me, sir. What is it? What is it that you want from us? So be it. Rudo backed away, returning to his original position. What is wrong with this man? Does he bear some sort of grudge against outsiders? Ritana, are you okay? I am unharmed, my lady. He merely caught me by surprise. I'll get to the point. I want to know what exactly you instructed Sarah to do yesterday. I want to know why it would dare to. Now that's quite enough from you. We don't know who Sarah is, but the girl we were with yesterday was Rune. If you're going to arrest that Rune is this Sarah, then we're going to insist that you provide evidence of your claim. Unfortunately for you, I have neither the time nor the patience to indulge you. If I had to elaborate my role to you simply, I would consider myself Sarah's overseer. Overseer? First, it was owner. Now you're her overseer? You only made matters more complex. Sarah was caught leaving the premises of a Zevitz Enterprise monarch mine, with several settlement stones stowed away within its garments this morning. What? Mana mine? The mana mine is currently being excavated, but Sarah, it really thought it could sneak off with Class 4 settlement stones without me noticing. And for what? They bequeath them upon these outsiders? Sometimes, I really do wonder what goes through that thing's mind. And it's being excavated. It's just, my line of work in Kadia is pretty peculiar, and unfortunately, I can't really share the details. A peculiar line of work. I don't believe this. Rune is a mana miner? Again, as I've been implying for some time now, Rune does not exist. The girl we met yesterday, are you trying to tell us that she's a laborer? An antiquated way to put it, but I believe that term is passable. You're putting a girl like her to labor her life away? She's slender and short. She's honest and sincere. What kind of arrangement do you have her bound to, you slave driver? Excuse you, but there is no arrangement. Sarah only does its ordered because Sarah only exists to serve. Then you really are an owner, an overseer, a slave driver. What are you getting at? And you're treating Rune like your personal slave? Does such a practice still exist here in this country? Ha ha ha. Oh, for the love of mana, somebody shoot me. Sarah mentioned that it had made friends, but I suppose it purposely left out a crucial detail it wouldn't want its new friends to know. Answer me! Is Rune in servitude? Is she a slave? My lady, that's a preposterous question. I haven't the time of the day to enlighten you severely misguided outsiders about all the basic building blocks which form the foundation that we all know as Kadia. There's little for you two to gain from knowing either. If you think you're the only one on a tight schedule, you're wrong, Mr. Zevitz. Please, answer us. Please don't address me in such a somber tone. Make no mistake, I came here with the intention of repaying you two for your lost time. In the ensuing silence, Rito retrieved a well-rounded, well-shaped settlement stone from his coat pocket. It was a rarity, in fact, to see such a perfectly polished, almost transparent settlement stone. It must be a Class 1. If Class 3 and Class 4 stones have all those zeros, I wonder if many more zeros would be tacked onto the rank price tag of a Class 1. You two are in need of settlement stones, no? Take this as remuneration for my delaying your departure. That won't be necessary. You can keep your settlement stone, but I would like some answer in exchange. I have to refuse your request, but I will answer this for you. Sarah is not a slave. There's more purpose in worth being a slave. The reason for this evaluation is due to the attempted theft of company property, which is a serious offense. Make no mistake, I will personally see that this sort of violation does not occur again. If that was an unsatisfactory answer, then I suggest you both dedicate whatever time you can spare to investigate for yourselves. I'm going to have to put a hard stop to this meeting now. Wait a moment. Yes? What? What will you do with Rune? What will you do with Sarah? Why would either of you feel compelled to know what I choose to do with Sarah? We're compelled because she's our friend. Salvine gave a swift, resounding and rupturing response to Rudo's last line of defense. I understand your claim, Mr. Zevitz. Am I correct to assume that the issue at hand is the theft of your settlement stones? If it is, we will gladly repay you for the amount she took. We'll do that much. So please, Mr. Zevitz, do not hurt Rune. Well, that little spiel was quite unexpected. Tell me exactly, how do you expect to repay me? Surely, if you could have afforded to class for Cinnamon Stone, we wouldn't have the issue of theft to deal with, now would we? That may be true now, but upon return to our homeland, we will have the funds necessary to remunerate you for your trouble. And you expect me to take the word of a complete stranger? You shouldn't let your emotions get the better of you. Rune revolved once more in the opposite direction and began to walk away. Wait a moment. I am a mana crafter. Ritana! Give me the cinnamon stone you have in your hand, and I will imbue it with my purified mana. Give me 10 or 20 similarly sized cinnamon stones, and I can bridge the connection between each and every lump. Would this arrangement settle the matter of Rune's theft? I'd say you've just opened up a whole new can of worms, young lady. That's not something people would normally admit to, especially in public. And you appear to be such a level-headed individual as well. I suppose looks truly are deceiving. What will it be? Are you going to pass up an opportunity to siphon purified mana when Kadia has no means of doing so naturally? I'd say it's suitable compensation. I think you've seriously misunderstood my intentions. Let me share some insight with you. In Kadia, we have something called judiciary system, which corrects the wrongs wrought upon victims by a guilty party. After ascertaining the guilt of those involved, they must be punished justly. The system exists to enforce the resulting punishment. Let the punishment fit the crime. Apologies and compensation make no difference, but justice must always be delivered. No. Is there anything at all that we can do for Rune? Nothing. The fact that I, the victim of theft, am not pressing any sort of charges against either of you instigators should have settled the matter. Today, I merely sought to ascertain your intentions for having Sarah steal for you both, but unfortunately, this meeting has been rather counterproductive. But Mr. Zevitz! I would suggest that you forget about what I have in store for Sarah and leave the outer pole as soon as possible, lest you succumb to mana shock. Especially you, with the crimson irises. Having the ocular characteristic of a gentle glow is not a positive indication. I'd say that you have 3 days remaining until you fully succumb. Excuse me? Mana shock syndrome. The radiance in your eyes will only continue to diminish during your stay, Mana Crafter. And when it does, you'll have completely succumbed. How could he know so much? Just by looking into my eyes? Rune Zevitz, who are you really? Leave Kadia now. That is the best course of action I can recommend that you both take. That is, of course, unless you both have come seeking permanent residence in the outer pole. With that sardonic statement said, Rune Zevitz turned and left our company. What do you make of that, Ritana? Ritana? What can be made from that, my lady? Selfine couldn't force herself to break her seemingly dejected expression and could only look towards the direction that Rune Zevitz had gone. I empathized with her. Somehow, I can't help but feel that I've been denied a chance to help Rune. Is Rune really his slave? I'm not certain, my lady. Rune deprived us of a thorough explanation and merely spoke his piece. It's almost as he intentionally avoided answering our questions. Ritana. Yes? I have been wondering about the best course of action Father would have taken were he here, but I don't have a single clue. I'm still struggling with the horrible concept of slavery still being practiced. King Valhalar. Oh, would intervene or would dismiss? King Valhalar. I think, well, that's kind of hard choices. Would intervene or would dismiss. Dismiss is like, class dismiss, and then intervene is like, I'm gonna talk in. I think, I'm gonna try would intervene. Let's go with that. Ultimately, my lady, I believe King Valhalla would have chosen to intervene. He would have, wouldn't he? Rune, Sarah, whatever her true name may be, I hope she's still safe and sound. More importantly, King Valhalla would, without a doubt, seek to root out and destroy even the slightest implication of slavery. Perceive, pursue, and punish. That was King Valhalla's philosophy concerning any crime. While other kingdoms on Sane Adrista would mobilize their forces for war at any perceived offense by another, King Valhalla would always recognize the existence of an issue and pursue it within the kingdom's resources before enacting punitive measures. The practice of pacifism, the reputation of Rexenheide, the values of King Valhalla, the path down Manacrafte. Everything needed to be taken into consideration so justice could be free from undeserved retribution. But I sincerely doubt that King Valhalla would condone their practice of slavery, even if it is a cultural difference that the Rexenheide does not share. My lady, the Manacrafters Alliance exists to uproot and eliminate any threats to not only the realm of Sane Adrista, but the outside its borders as well. I believe it is in our right to exercise the Alliance authority. King Valhalla would have certainly decried any lack of action as injustice. I believe he would have. No matter the methods, King Valhalla will ensure that an end would be met. Justice is blind, after all, and what better way to give sight to the blind than to guide it under the light of our truth? I sincerely believe that, in our current predicament, as ignorant and oblivious to the workings of Kadia as we are, the best plan is to take action. At the very least, I would like to ensure that Rune is safe and sound. Almost immediately, Salpine's dissatisfied expression brightened considerably into one full of hope. But Ratana, we still have to consider the facts before we take any action. And almost as soon as her sentence trailed off, her expression returned to one of helplessness. The time limit and mana shock syndrome, yes? Yes. I'm sorry, Ratana, but I can't make this decision knowing that it puts us both at risk. An acceptable conclusion under our present circumstance, but I have already determined my next course of action. Let's set our own time limit. What? Rudo Zevitz. He gave us an estimate of 3 days as the remaining time that we have on the outer pole, but I feel we should shorten that to 2. I don't want to leave anything to chance by departing at the very last moment, so I propose that we leave the day after tomorrow. Until then, we'll do everything we can to help Rune. Agreed? I agree. Your will is my bidding, my lady. Ratana. My lady? I want to save Rune. Yes, we do. It shall be done, my lady. The best place to begin our search for Rune would be to ask at all the shops we visited yesterday. Thankfully, our shopping route is still fresh in my mind. Which store did we stop by yesterday that's closest to the central district? Oh, how about the general store around the corner? The lady might know something. During yesterday's excursion, we purchased a map of Kadia from an elderly lady with a stocky build who was currently preoccupied with cleaning her storefront. Excuse me, madame. Do you have a moment? Well, if this isn't you two from yesterday, how can I help you girls today? If you have some time, we have something that we'd like to ask you. It's about our other companion, Rune. Rune? I'm sorry, but I never heard the name before. I beg your pardon? Madame, senility hasn't befallen you already, has it? Surely you must have seen her with us yesterday.
don't you sass me, lassie. I may be a fat old bag, but my memory's as sharp and tart as a ripe green apple.
Please, Rune is the girl who was with us both yesterday.
You must be mistaken, sweetie. The name of the girl who was with you two yesterday is Sarah.
I suppose we should start referring to Rune as Sarah for the remainder of our inquiries.
What's the matter with you two, climbing up on me with those sad-looking eyes?
I apologize for the confusion, but we only ever knew her as Rune. You see, we only met yesterday, and she said that Rune was her name.
How curious. I wonder why Sarah would have done that.
I would greatly appreciate it if you could reconfirm what you just told me, madame. Is the name of the girl we both were with yesterday Sarah?
You betcha. I know Sarah from a block away.
The elderly woman shook her head slowly.
Sarah's been as busy as a bee these days. Ever since she started working on the city's monogrid, I haven't been able to see her as often. Yesterday was the first time I seen her in a month. Monogrid? See that metal box over there? It's called a grid unit, and it's connected to the city's monogrid.
The elderly woman pointed at one corner of her store towards a metallic box that was protruding from the ground. Upon close inspection, I noticed several cylindrical objects protruding outwards from within the box and down into the street below. What does this contraption do?
I take it neither of you were educated about the monogrid, huh? Young'uns these days. Did you two at least know about the monomine on the outskirts of the city? The monogrid is connected to that. It siphons the supply of available mana on site and distributes throughout the whole city by the monogrid. Once a month, the owner sends out workers to swap out a filter or some doohickey inside a grid unit like that one to keep everything running smooth. For us folks in the Central District, sweet little Sarah is the one they assigned to maintain the upkeep on our grid units.
They weren't only excavating the mana mine, they even had these boxes scattered throughout the city to utilize the siphoned mana.
Back to your question, the girl I saw you two with was, without an ounce of doubt, Sarah.
Something just doesn't add up. Why would she lie to us? She even went through a whole shtick with Selfine just to reaffirm her name. So why? Why did Sarah lie to us about her real name? Did she really approach us with malicious intentions then? What other reason would she have for using a fake name? That's impossible though. If she had malicious intentions, such as entrapment, then Rudozevits would have willingly accepted my earlier offer. If they are working together, the prospect of extorting outsiders would be too good of an opportunity to pass up, and yet Rudozevits declined. If she doesn't have malicious intentions, then... I have another question, madame. Have you ever heard the name Rune before?
Rune, huh? It sounds like a pretty common name for a girl.
In mid-sentence, the elderly woman's jaw suddenly dropped. Her face followed suit and formed what appeared to be a somewhat stern expression.
Actually, now that you mention it, I do remember someone with that name who lived in Katia. But oh, the story was so horrible and tragic.
Please tell us what happened to her.
The Zevitz family. That's family, mind you, and not the company we're talking about. The Zevitzi had a daughter with that exact name. But if I recall correctly, the girl died some 6 years ago.
She?
Died? Rune is dead? Wait. I'm sorry to say that I don't know all the details, but it was the talk of the town back in those days. Colorful details came out disguised as the truth, and it was just bedlam, I tell you. But what's true is that the Savitsi did have a daughter named Rune, but nobody's seen her in so long that we all just figured the poor girl died.
Madame, could you please tell us everything? Everything you know?
They say naught but wicked things about her. Some says that she's a siren, others says that she's the devil in disguise, and that I can believe. She should have died before the Savitsi conceived that little hellspawn.
But please calm this yourself for a moment and speak sense, madame. This is adolescent girl we're talking about, yes? Perhaps you remember her merely as an overabundance of youthful energy that just didn't channel it in a positive way.
Oh, I know the difference between a typical brat and a child of a demon. Believe you me. I can tell neither of you believe a word I say, but I am indeed describing a young girl named Rune.
No such child exists, madame.
You think I don't know, missy? I raised 3 little rascals of my own. I'll have you know. I don't know how bratty normal children can be. But that little girl, oh, that little witch was something else. Everywhere she went, you can bet your bottom gallow that disaster soon followed.
She's either building a very compelling case with her emotional output, or there's some truth to her account. How could you think that a child could intentionally be as you have described?
Just the mention of her name would make the hairs on your skin stand straight. And that's the worst that could happen just by passing her. Some folks weren't so fortunate, especially the ones that made eye contact. They ended up bloody and bruised, or so the rumor goes. Personality-wise, she was more mature than any other child I've ever seen. Children are dastardly schemers and do enjoy pulling pranks on us breadwinners, but she took it to a whole new level. At the age of 7, she could make a full-grown adult uneasy. What kind of child can put an adult on a spot like that? If you only knew how horrific that Hellion was, you'd agree with me. But she's probably dead and gone from this world. Good riddance.
Ratana,
My lady?
the Zevitz family. Do you think they have any connection to the man we met earlier? Rudo Zevitz?
Hold on, did you two actually meet with Rudo Zevitz?
We did, actually. Just a little while ago.
I don't believe my ears.
Is something the matter, madame?
Rudo Zevitz is a recluse, that's what. They say that he never shows himself in public.
Say, madame, Mr. Rudo Zevitz wouldn't happen to be related to Rune Zevitz, would he?
Rune was his little sister. Poor Rudo Zevitz. After the Mrs., and the little imp passed away, he's had to grow up without anyone to love him around him. Learning how to manage his father's company must have been a backbreaking endeavor.
I had no idea.
Excuse me.
Yes, I'll be there shortly. Sorry, girls, but let's leave them grim gossip on that note. I've got a business to run now.
No, you've been quite helpful. Thank you again for your assistance.
Thank you, madame.
Yeah, pretty much.
His little sister.
I feel as if we have more questions than answers now.
Ratana, do you think Rune, the Rune we both know, is actually Rudo Zevitz's little sister?
I wouldn't count on it.
Why not? Nobody knows what really happened to her, right? The lady said to herself, Rune could be alive, for all we know. It could easily be a case of mistaken identity as well. I mean, her knowledge on the matter is all hers hearsay.
Even if we assume that the Rune we know and Rune Zevitz are the exact same person, what could cause her only brother to view her as an object? Perhaps it is cultural practice to force the youngest in any Cadian family to enter enslavement? I can only hope that my paranoia is merely getting the better of me.
Ratana. Hey, Ratana.
My lady?
Is everything okay? You look a little pale.
I'm slightly exhausted, to be completely honest. I'm feeling an uncomfortable warmth envelop me as well. The numbing sensation is slowly eating away at what control I have left over every muscle in my being. My purified mana must be slowly seeping externally, a sign of mana shock syndrome. Uh-oh, that's gonna happen. I will be fine. I am more concerned about your welfare, my lady. Do you feel different in any way?
Me? I don't feel any different, no?
Then all is well.
Mana shock should be affecting me as well, right? I wonder why I'm not succumbing.
I have a theory. Because mana manipulation takes its tolls, mana crafters typically have a shorter lifespan than most. Longevity is essential in the role of the ruling monarch of Ruxenheide and is second only to assurance of the kingdom's perpetual peace and prosperity. As such, the royals of Ruxenheide typically refrain from using Minecraft as usage adversely affects longevity. They mustn't taint themselves by performing the duties of their subjects, as nothing else compares to ensuring the peace and prosperity of the kingdom they rule. And Selfine and I both have our parts to play. It is exceedingly rare for you to ever cast Minecraft compared to Minecrafters, so perhaps the symptoms have yet to manifest as a result. At least, that's one small positive sign. But if I succumb to mana shock first, I'll do everything in my residual being to take Selfine away from the outer pole. Otherwise, her symptoms may manifest.
Ratana,
My lady?
this is a royal decree, my royal guardian.
Anxiety gripped my heart as she declared those words unblinkingly.
You must care not only for my well-being, but for your own. If you feel that our time has run out, you must inform me immediately. I promise you that we will depart the outer pole post-haste. That is my royal decree to you, Ratana. Before our remaining 2 days have elapsed, inform me if your condition worsens.
I understand, my lady. At present, I am far from succumbing to mana shock syndrome. I believe what I'm experiencing is merely malaise from an unfamiliar sensation.
Okay,
Selfine speaks the truth though. I haven't thought up any plan of escape from the outer pole, should our situation worsen. And we can't spend what precious time we have remaining by asking every proprietor we encountered. Isn't there anyone knowledgeable about the city, about its culture, about recent events? Anyone who could point us in the right direction?
Ratana, something just occurred to me.
Oh,
Why don't we ask Mr. Hertzwan for his help? He might be able to fill in a lot of gaps the lady left open for us.
good idea.